Shown today in loaded up Black Label edition with some handy juice pack solar luxuries, a gorgeous 16BHS Wolf Pup from Cherokee landing here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Now keep in mind, this one weighs 6,575 pounds as you see it here today. The Black Label edition will add weight, it will add equipment, and it adds all of the curb appeal in the world. So there's a significant line in the sand between a Black Label like this and a standard series that you will also find available here at Haylett RV. We build them both ways. Because that's the thing with Cherokee RVs. I kind of call these things bad medicine, and bad medicine is what I need. Now, if you've never seen one of these before, then this is just what they look like to you. But if you've been watching Cherokee campers over the last couple seasons, you will notice immediately they have given the entire interior a facelift revision. And I think it'll be a bit polarizing for some people, but I think that's what a lot of manufacturers have really gravitated to in the last few years. Like, Jayco has their farmhouse decor, you know, but not everybody is into that light, white, bright thing. Some people prefer rich, dark, and stately, like you're seeing here. And the color contrast between everything, I think, really is very rich and kind of upscale feeling. I think they've done a good job of it. Now, one thing to kind of some quick housekeeping, what we're standing in right now is a Black Label edition. Most of Black Label is outside, but you see right here we have solid surface countertops, and take note of the dinette cushion coloring. That is specific to the Black Label series. Most of the rest of the Black Label stuff will be outdoors. We'll cover shortly here. But in a non-Black Label Cherokee, the cushions will be a different color, not massively different. And the countertops in the kitchen will be a sealed edge thermal foil material, very similar to what you see on the dinette right now. So let's get ourselves dug in here. Whoever Doug is, we're going to get him in here. I've got the window shades drawn right now, but you can see that you've got nice kind of pleated shades to keep the sunshine out of these things. In the Black Label series, we are getting tinted frameless windows to help keep the sunshine down, which is nice. Up top here, our entertainment is Bluetooth and AM/FM, but it does include HDMI outputs, which is handy. And above here, you see this little voltage meter. Well, this RV is equipped with the Cherokee Juice Pack, which is a very basic but shockingly effective solar system. And what that's basically looking at right there is how much power is left on your battery. If you think of your battery like a gas tank, just full of lightning instead of melted dinosaurs, which is almost basically technically true, that is your fuel tank for your lightning stuff instead of your melted dinosaur stuff. One other thing I want to point out here real quick is the height that I have walking below the knobs of the air conditioner. I'm a 6'3" RV nerd over here, and as you see, I can clearly walk below the entire AC system without clocking my head on anything, because this RV does have a full 6.5 foot ceiling. Now, that's an industry standard height, but not everything in this class runs on that. In previous years, the single axle J-Flight SLXs were only 6'1" inside. They have also recently adopted the same 6'6" height that you're looking at here. Same thing you'd find in a Catalina and a Wildwood single axle camper also. Another, I think, important update a lot of folks will appreciate, Cherokee really listened. And the number one thing that we heard from them is there's no window, even a frosted glass window in the entry door. Well, you can see that they listened and they corrected that. They not only have a window, it's a full viewing window over here, and it is thin shade ready in case you want to get all slim shady with your camping. We've got TV hookups across from what would be the headboard of the bed or the dining. If you choose to add a TV, that's where it goes. This is not a very entertainment-focused camper. I don't think most people buying a little Wolf Pup like this are worried about, you know, sitting inside watching entertainment. But what is neat is that same TV mount you can see outdoors. They have two of them, one inside, one outside. So if you do choose to add a TV, you can easily float it around. So kind of handy to keep people outside. And I always like an outside TV or like radio or something. I almost use it like white noise. I just want to hear the local news, what's going on in the local area. That's what I like for them. Cracking things open, you can see there's storage above the bed up top there. And then down below here, there's a easy lift access to the storage below the bed. Now that is shared both inside and outside. So if you have cargo like you're, I don't know, hitching or something, and it shifts, well, you can easily get inside and get to it. No big deal. Couple things I want to point out. Over here, the headboard area. This, I think, is very important because, one, it's nice to have a headboard. It gives you a place to set your phone. Maybe CPAP users can utilize those outlets in that shelf. Place to put your wallet, you know, stuff like that. It's just handy. But it's what it allows potentially for on the bed here that I like about it. So this is a Camp Queen. That's normally all Cherokee uses. This is a 60 by 74 Camp Queen. The thing is, though, if you're looking for a true queen experience, very simply and easily, if you choose to remove or ask us to remove the headboard for you, which is not a big deal, those are things we can do for you, and that allows you the opportunity to put a full 60 by 80 queen in here, which I think is pretty cool. I think a lot of people are going to like and appreciate. Now, up top here, all of the lights, what's neat about these is they can all be individually controlled, so you never be blinded by the light. You know, revved up like a deuce, another motor in the night. But over here we have ourselves a little Wi-Fi hookup spot. If you want to get the little, I believe that's the LCI prep right there, there's a little signal access, you know, repeater Wi-Fi access point upgrade that you can put on here. Now, a quick note on the color palette. Cherokee is hyper consistent on their colorations. This is what Wolf Pups look like now. This is what the Gray Wolf and the Cherokee also look like now. They have one look, one color, one pattern that applies through the whole family. Now, the little variations, like I told you about the countertops and the cushions on the Black Label, that also persists through Gray Wolf and Cherokee. So this is a part-for-part match with a big Cherokee. It's just a little one that we happen to have here right now. I like the consistency that they have in things like that. As you can see, like I'm standing next to the master bed. You can sleep two people there, two individual bunks. And if you need a fifth body space without folding, without throwing a mattress on the floor, or a sleeping bag anyway, you could fold the dinette down here and get yourself an extra sleeping space. Also, kind of like under the main bed, there's storage under here. Those, you know, platforms and cushions can pull out of the way. And that's good for not everyday stuff, like maybe beach towels or like an appliance like a crock pot, perhaps, that you don't use every single day. A little note back here on the entertainment system. If we look above, you can see three things, 1, 2, 3, that have blue lighting on them. Well, there is a little switch, basically. You can turn that blue lighting off if you don't want it, but it can make for a really good night light for the kiddos, which I think is just another cool thing. Now, you've got two main speakers, and then they've started including this 8-inch little subwoofer job here, I guess, to kind of pump up the jams a little bit, as that old song would go. Man, who wants to start? I wonder how many has that song in their head right now? Pump up the jams. Come on, start singing it. You know you want to. You can't help it. Anyway, so top bunk here, you have your own individual click light as well as the dual USB plugs. But if we get down below, you see, we also have our own night light, or full light, really, reading light, as well as some individual USB plugs. So on a rainy day, the kids are not fighting for electricity. It's nice when everyone has their own little slice of space. Over here in the kitchen, we're going to crack everything open. Take a look. Up top, you can see that full depth overhead cabinet. Stainless sink mounted below, and the sink covers make for a great little side splash. And then down here next to the furnace, you've got yourself another couple big cabinet spaces. But little detail stuff like this, like that little rubber stopper right there, so that this door doesn't end up blocking the furnace, you know, so that you don't end up melting the face on this thing. Little details make big, big differences. Again, in Black Label, we've got solid surface countertops going on over here. But another little Black Label touch is the sink hardware does upgrade. I don't think I mentioned that previously. That's the Black Label sink, effectively. But check out this little nice, thoughtful touch. A neat little hand sanitizer pump right above the sink right here. Nice little thing. There's a little sanitizer bottle that you can hook up right below this, hook right to the sink. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to effectively, given the right size bottle, just hook up hand soap to it instead of sanitizer. And folks, 50% of my bloodline comes from the hills of Tennessee. And they are some moonshine ridge runners, and I guarantee you, at least one of the kin of my family would find a way to hook that up to some sort of alcoholic dispensation system. But that's not what it's used. It's made for more, you know, hand sanitizer alcohol, not consumption alcohol. By the way, though, the difference is rubbing alcohol and hand sanitizer type stuff. Those are for, you know, dirt and wounds on the outside. Drinking alcohol, Well, that's for wounds on the inside.
That's your Uncle Josh,
the RV nerd.
Yeah, there's more truth to that than I think we'd like to admit sometimes. Our control panel, shifting gears a little bit. It's got the Camp Smart system, which is their Wolf Pup's version of what everybody else almost basically knows as the LCI1 control. So there's a hidden version basically of LCI1 control built into this, so that if you want to, you can hook your phone up to this thing, and if you want to be able to run your awning or awning lights or turn on your water pump or water heater or monitor your tanks, you could do all that right there from your phone. Kind of handy. The refrigerator is a 10.7 cubic foot 12 volt active compressor fridge. Now that's not different from last year, but I do want to point out the larger 10.7 cubic foot size, because there are now also 8.7 cubic foot 12 volt compressor fridges out there, and there are still some brands using a 6 cubic foot two-way or smaller fridge in here. Every fridge of any size has its own unique set of advantages and drawbacks, and sharing the differences between those things, that's what we love to do for you here at Haylett RV. So this is the largest amount of fast cooling, traveling friendly cold storage you can possibly get in this size camper. Plus it has a little fridge outside. In total it says like over 13 cubic foot of cold storage. It rocks. Now that little switch you see down below, and you might have noticed this is carpetless and ventless, that red switch next to the converter is the disconnect switch that comes with the juice pack to make sure you can just turn everything straight off. And by the way, the converters in these are lithium battery friendly. So if you're interested in one of the Battleborns that we offer here at Haylett RV, that's something that we can update and upgrade for you. We can get you quotes, no big deal. Foot flush and fluffy friendly seating arrangement here in a dry bath. Above that, you see the big vent fan. And I want to call that a best-in-class feature. Now, there's guys like Geo Pro or the J-Feather Micros here at Haylett RV that have the bigger fan. But in this class, in this price point, that is something that you almost never find. A lot of campers in this class don't have the shower surround paneling that you see here either. But this little sink in the shower combo job right here is just a stroke of brilliance. It's one of these extra kind of Cherokee doing Cherokee things that not everybody else thinks about, because most builders of this floor plan do not have a sink in the bathroom. And this isn't massive, but it gets the job done. But the other cool thing is, let's say you're not using it for sink time. Let's say you're using it for shower time, and you got the wand up here. You can see how it's dual purpose. Just like that. It flips around. That now becomes a handy little bucket for body wash, shampoo, conditioner, shower beers. I mean, whatever you're looking for, it can do it all. And remember, if you love this layout, but you're like, man, I just can't get over that color cabinetry, remember that we have layouts like this in Jayco, Catalina, Wildwood, Rockwood, obviously Cherokee. So many different brands. We've got 50 shades of camping at Haylett RV. Did my voice just crack like I was 18? What is going on today? So let's talk Black Label, because most of the Black Label is actually outside, and most of it's generally eye candy, but man, it has a look like nothing else in this class, you know. This is an interesting, it almost makes it like this weird in-betweener between a conventional camper and a laminated, and it just looks so good. But let's start with one thing here, right up front, the nose. No matter what, whether it's Black Label or Standard Series, you get an extra thick aluminum nose sweep on the front. It's 67% thicker than conventional aluminum sidewall paneling you usually find in this class. That makes it very impact resistant, stone resistant, and basically, guys, when it's painted, instead of just being fiberglass, it is far more resistant to, you know, like weathering and whatnot. Now, up front here on the Black Label edition, you will get a power tongue jack instead of a Standard Series. It's not that it's hard to swap out a manual jack for power, it's just nice that you don't have to. You can see the hard shell propane tank cover that comes with the Black Label, and the battery in the box that you're looking at there, that is part of the juice pack upgrade that you can get on basically any Cherokee RV that you'd find here at Haylett RV. And it's a Group 27 battery. The idea of that is it goes along with that 50-watt roof solar panel to basically extend your dry camping time or act as a battery tender. If you're going to be a serious boondock hardcore enthusiast, I would definitely recommend a second battery, and I would definitely recommend getting a second 50-watt solar panel like the Furion one that's on the roof right now to greatly extend your dry camp time. But there's also the nice little touches, like you've got the safety chain hook to keep them from just you know, dragging through the mud. You've got what I call the little plug buddy up here, keeping that 7-way plug out of the dirt and the grime and everything. It's just little details like that. They're nice little care and concern touches I see Cherokee putting into their RVs that I just don't see commonly in the marketplace. And understand, we carry a lot of different campers here at Haylett RV. The frameless windows are part of the Black Label package, as is that very hard to miss, gorgeous high gloss fiberglass skin that you see right there. When we get on the other side of the RV, we'll get a real good look at the shimmer and shine on that. Over here on the sunny side, everything is just bright and washes out. There's all LED lights, you know, tails, markers, everything on this RV. Now, the outside shower, a full outside shower on a little single axle camper like this. That's something that not every brand does. I like to point that out. As we work our way back here down the sidewall, you'll see the there's a little like docking light here. Well, maybe not docking light, but like courtesy light, I guess you could say. This light is on its own separate switch, you know, off that master control panel. It's separate from all the exterior lighting, and it's so that if you need to come out here at night and see what you're doing to hook up to your sewer stuff, you can. It gives you, you know, just the way to be able to turn that light on, see what you're doing, and then turn the light off when you're done, because you don't want to leave exterior lights, especially on this side of the RV, on if you can help it, especially if you're camping at a park, because, you know, one, if you're boondocking, it's a drain on your battery that you're not thinking about, but two, if you're in a park, this is the side of the RV that everybody else is looking at from their camper, and they don't want bright lights in their face. Now, the door here, the cargo bunk door, this has the exact same hardware door, including key lock and deadbolt lock here, that you would have from the inside of the RV. So you can deadbolt this to make sure that your family's safe and secure. And if you're noticing, the hardware here is actually below the mattress line, so it's kind of hard for the kiddos to be able to mess with it. You're going to be able to hear them. Now look at our bunk decking here. That's 5/8 plywood that we're looking at, and I love how Cherokee has bulked up their mattresses. They've gone to the thicker beds, very similar like Jayco's and Rockwoods that we have here at Haylett RV. Now this mattress can fold up out of the way. There is a little holdback hook that'll hook up to that eyelet right there, so that if you want to convert this into one big, you know, traveling bunk cargo space, it's very simple and easy to do that. But then again, you don't have to. You can use this just a bunkhouse, leave that dead bolted, and never worry about it. There's a 200-pound rated cargo rack on the back here. And on a lot of Cherokee stuff, that's optional. On some others, it's not. Wherever it's optional, we're going to throw it on here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, to always make sure you have it. The spare tire's an optional piece of equipment. We like to put that on every single Cherokee camper that we can here to make sure, God forbid, something happens on the road, you've got that extra little silver lining there to take care of you. The last thing anybody wants is a flat tire, and the last thing we want is one of our customers, you know, vacations being crippled because, you know, we tried to be penny wise and pound foolish and not add a spare. That's just not who we are at Haylett RV. And for such a small trailer, they really packed a lot over here on the campsite. We've got that power awning open. Those awning arms can tilt adjust, by the way. There's these handy little knobs. Basically, you just loosen those up, pull the awning arm in or out, up or down, however you please, tie them back down. Recommendation, obviously you want to loosen that back up and re-extend the awning arm before you, you know, retract the awning. Outside TV hookup, should you choose to add a TV to the camper, as well as your outdoor speaker system here. The handy little, you know, backlighting behind it. During the day, right now, broad daylight with so much light pollution, it doesn't seem to do much for you, but you can kind of get the idea. And it does tie into what you're seeing under the awning up top there. And again, at night, off that highly reflective Black Label skin, it actually casts quite a bit of light. We've got the drunken uncle leash latch over here to keep him on hand, and you can keep him fed, thankfully, with his favorite drink via the handy little outside fridge that you see over here, and that little flop down table kind of door access point. It's kind of doing a few things for us. It is acting as both, you know, a handy little like utility shelf, but like a little picnic table kind of thing. Although, of course, you can just shut that. And if you want it to fold all the way down, it's very simple. All you have to do is pull the little kind of cotter pins on these, and it can fold all the way down if you want to. It doesn't have to stay stuck out like that. Over here, the Black Label edition, you're seeing those nice aluminum wheels, and on your Cherokee campers, they have little tire pressure indicator caps on the valve stems, so that at a glance you can get a good idea if your tires have the right pressure. If it's red, you definitely want to stop. If it's green and you're at a travel stop, just because, folks, I do still recommend taking a quick measurement, although keeping in mind your In transit, I've just been towing. Tire pressure with hotter tires is going to read a little bit higher than your cold pressure, which is what you should be checking on those. So kind of keep that in the back of your head. The Wolf Pup was the first thing in its class here to standardize those stable steps. And you see the larger entry handle. We already looked at the full window in the entry door, but you do still, of course, have that anti-slam door. And I love the little touch of graphics. Now that really dark door and the high reflectivity on it, it's like a mirror. I mean, it's literally like a mirror over here. If you want to kind of get a look at yourself to see how good, or maybe not how good you look, but just how you look on a given day, you can do that. Notice our hinges here, they're all sealed and protected. Black Label's giving us the handy battery, or pardon me, not battery. Where did I even get battery? Oh, the sunshine, what it's doing to me. The handy magnetic baggage door holdbacks. Now, when we were inside, we kind of already saw under the bed, but just as long as we're here to give you another look, you can use it for storage inside, storage outside. You can use it a number of different ways. Oh, how did I forget that? Just below that door, you see that little white piece of paper kind of dangling down? This has a gas grill connect too, so I guess it doesn't exactly have an outside kitchen, but you've got an outside fridge, you've got the little shelf, you've got a gas grill quick connect if you want to bring along a grill or griddle or what have you. So I think it still pretty much qualifies. It can be made into something like an outside kitchen. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This again was a full look at a loaded up Black Label edition with the Juice Pack solar package that we have here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. We will also bring these in, keep in mind, in a more standard series, you know, conventional corrugated skin, you know, for something that, hey, maybe you don't need all the juice and flair. Maybe you need something a couple 100 pounds lighter weight. Maybe you need something a couple $100, or, you know, maybe more or less money. We like to try to have something for everybody here at Haylett RV, but overall, 99% of what you see here will apply to any version of the 16BHS that we have at Haylett RV. So, if she looks like she's the right one, you give us a call, because we don't do hidden dealer fees, but we do everything else. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.